event was reported so widely in 1912? Now, this leads to the fourth question, which is why did the passengers in the lower levels have difficulty making it to the lifeboats? And what do you think happened to them? Well, there were several reasons why the passengers on the lower levels had difficulty making it to the lifeboats. One was physical. It was simply because they were so low in the ship, it simply took them longer to get up to the lifeboats. Not only that, but there were gates that had actually been closed and locked, preventing them from getting to the upper levels. Now that leads to one of the other big reasons why they had difficulty making it to the lifeboats. You see, the passengers who were in the lower levels were second class or even third class passengers. And they were put on the lower level precisely because they were third class passengers. So, for example, let me just give you some information. A first class ticket on the Titanic cost $4,300 per person. So if you had a couple traveling first class, that would be $8,600. If you had a family of four traveling, that would be $17,200. So first class tickets were incredibly expensive. But get this, a third class ticket cost only $36. More than 100 times less than a first class ticket. So first class tickets cost more than 100 times the cost of a third class ticket. And so that's why there was a huge difference between the first class passengers and the third class passengers. So the first class passengers were also allowed to leave first, then came the second class passengers, then came the third class passengers. So what do you think happened in the end to third class passengers? If you said that most of them went down with the ship, you would be correct. Let me give you some more facts. Here are the survival rates among different people on the Titanic. 60% of first class passengers survived the Titanic. So while a lot of famous and wealthy businessmen did go down with the Titanic, the reality is that over half of all the first class passengers survived, 60%. 42% of the second class passengers survived. That means almost half of the second class passengers survived. But only 25% of the third class passengers survived. That means 75% of the third class passengers went down with the Titanic. And less than 25% of the crew survived the sinking of the Titanic. So that means most of the crew went down with their ship. So that helps us to understand a bit more of the story.